name is Chris Lackison. The topic for my 4-minute speech is parent-child relations. Think about the relationship between you and your parents. Is it good, bad, maybe just okay? You might be thinking to yourself, why does this matter? Or that this topic is weird and unusual to think about. But turns out there's a psychologist named John Bowlby who developed a whole theory behind this topic. Bowlby developed a theory that is well known in the psychology field. This theory is called the attachment theory. In this speech, we will explore all the types of attachments that Bowlby found in his experiments, and how these attachments with our parents affects our future relationships. John Bowlby developed the attachment theory in 1967, following Erik Erikson's theory of trust versus mistrust. The attachment theory focuses on the crucial importance of the relationship between the infant and the primary caregiver. In Bowlby's terms, if the primary caregiver is sensitive and responsive in caring for the infant will in turn learn that others too can be trusted in social relationships. There are 4 types of attachments: secure attachments, insecure avoided attachments, insecure resistant attachment, and disorganized disoriented attachment. Alright, so this is how Bowlby's experiment kind of went down. There's a parent and a child playing in a room. The parent would leave. They would see how the child would react. Another adult would come into the room. They would see how the child would react. Then that adult would leave, and the parent would once again come back, and they would see how the child reacted once again to the parent. And that's how they came up with the 4 types of attachments. The first type is secure attachment. This is the healthiest classification of attachments. This is when the child uses the parent as a secure base from which to explore, then protests when the child leaves, and is happy when the parent returns. Then there's insecure avoidant attachment. This is relatively little interaction between them and the parent and shows little response when the parent is absent and may resist being picked up when the parent returns. Then there's insecure resistant. This is when the child shows little exploratory behavior when the parent is present, great distress when the parent leaves the room, and oblivious when the parent returns, may only even notice when it returns. And then there's disorganized, disoriented. This is the parent-child attachment in which the child seems dazed and detached, with possible outbursts of anger when the parent leaves the room, and exhibits fear when the parent returns. Alright? As you can see, in all countries, the majority of toddlers were found to be securely attached. However, the U.S. and Northern European toddlers were more than likely than Japanese toddlers to be classified as insecure avoidant. In contrast, insecure resistant attachment was especially common among the Japanese toddlers compared to other countries. In traditional cultures, any kind of insecure attachment is rare. According to Jenna Solsky, who wrote an article about the circle of security and intervention, Jenna talks about the relationships and how the relationships with your child will affect your future relationships. And she found through her experiments were that if you have a secure attachment as a kid, you are more than likely to have a secure attachment with a future spouse or any other relationships you develop in the future. And vice versa, if you have a disorganized, disoriented relationship with your parents, then you will more than likely have a disorganized, disoriented relationship as an adult. But this all can also change. If you have a secure attachment, for example, as a child, but then you have a bad experience in a relationship with a friend or a spouse, then it can turn to disorganized, to disoriented. Alright? In Bowlby's experiment, we concluded attachment theory. Everyone has an attachment with their parents and their child, and now we see how this affects both the child and the parent. In this speech, we explored all the types of attachments we make with our parents and how it affects us for the rest of our lives.